The sad end of King Solomon's life, the wisest king in all the land. Imagine having everything, unmatched wisdom, endless riches, and a kingdom at your feet, yet still losing it all. This is a tragic story of King Solomon, the man who was blessed by God with wisdom beyond measure, but ended his life in sorrow and regret. How did the wisest king in history make such devastating mistakes? And what can we learn from his downfall? In this video, we will uncover the rise and fall of King Solomon, from his divine wisdom and glorious reign to his tragic descent into idolatry and disobedience. You will see how his choices shaped not only his own fate, but also the future of Israel. More importantly, we will explore the powerful lessons his life teaches about success, temptation, and the true meaning of wisdom. By watching this video, you will gain insights that can transform your perspective on wisdom, faith, and the dangers of drifting away from God. If you want to understand how even the greatest minds can fall and how to avoid the same fate, stay with us until the end. Solomon's story is not just history. It's a warning for us all. Solomon's early wisdom and glory. King Solomon, the son of David, was granted unparalleled wisdom by God, making him one of the most renowned rulers in history. His reign was characterized by peace, justice, and prosperity, as he governed Israel with fairness and discernment. The people marveled at his judgments, and rulers from distant lands sought his counsel, recognizing the divine wisdom bestowed upon him. One of Solomon's greatest achievements was the construction of the magnificent Temple of Jerusalem, a sacred dwelling for God's presence among his people. This temple became the spiritual center of Israel, symbolizing their covenant with God. Solomon's dedication to the temple was marked by a grand prayer, in which he humbly acknowledged God's sovereignty and sought his continued blessings upon Israel. During his early years, Solomon remained devoted to God, following his commandments and walking in righteousness. His wisdom was not only intellectual, but also deeply spiritual, allowing him to lead his people with integrity. Under his rule, Israel flourished, experiencing an era of unprecedented wealth, stability, and divine favor. However, as time passed, Solomon's heart began to drift away from the path of righteousness. Solomon's turn to idolatry. Despite his wisdom, Solomon's downfall began when he allowed his heart to be swayed by his many foreign wives. These women from various nations brought their own religious practices and deities into Israel, gradually influencing Solomon to tolerate and even partake in idolatry. His once undivided devotion to God was compromised as he built altars and temples for the gods as wives, violating God's commandment against worshiping false idols. This disobedience provoked God's anger, for Solomon had broken the very covenant that had secured Israel's prosperity. Though he had been blessed with divine wisdom, his actions demonstrated that wisdom alone was not enough if the heart was not steadfast in obedience to God. As a consequence, God declared that Solomon's kingdom would be torn apart after his death, with only a remnant remaining under his lineage. Solomon's later years were marked by turmoil, as his deviation from God's ways led to internal strife and the eventual weakening of his once glorious reign. His story serves as a powerful reminder that even the wisest among men can fall if they turn away from God's commands. While his early years were a testament to the blessings of obedience, his latter years highlight the dangers of complacency and compromise in faith. God's judgment and the kingdom's fate. Because of Solomon's unfaithfulness, God declared that the kingdom of Israel will be torn apart after his death. Though Solomon had been blessed with wisdom and prosperity, his heart gradually turned away from the Lord. He allowed foreign influences to lead him into idolatry, building altars to false gods and tolerating pagan practices within his kingdom. As a result, God pronounced judgment. The united kingdom would not endure beyond his reign. However, out of mercy for David, God promised that one tribe will remain under the rule of Solomon's descendants, ensuring that David's lineage would not be entirely cut off. This divine judgment came to pass shortly after Solomon's death. His son, Rehoboam, ascended the throne but failed to rule with wisdom and humility. His harsh policies and unwillingness to listen to the people led to a revolt, causing 10 to 12 tribes to break away and form the northern kingdom of Israel under Jeroboam. Only the tribes of Judah and Benjamin remained loyal to the house of David, forming the southern kingdom of Judah. This division marked the beginning of Israel's decline, as both kingdoms eventually fell into cycles of idolatry, corruption, and foreign conquest. Solomon's regret and reflection. In his later years, Solomon seemed to recognize the futility of his worldly pursuits. Having indulged in vast wealth, unparalleled wisdom, and every pleasure imaginable, he arrived at a sobering conclusion. All of it was meaningless without God. This deep realization is captured in the book of Ecclesiastes, where he repeatedly describes earthly endeavors as vanity and chasing the wind. Despite having everything a man could desire, he found no lasting satisfaction apart from a relationship with the Lord. Ecclesiastes reveals a man who has tasted the extremes of human experience, both the heights of success and the depths of emptiness. Solomon warns that wisdom, while valuable, cannot prevent suffering or guarantee happiness. He observes that wealth does not bring true fulfillment, as riches are fleeting and can be lost in an instant. Even pleasure, when pursued as an end in itself, leads only to greater dissatisfaction. His words serve as a timeless lesson that human achievements, no matter how grand, are ultimately temporary and meaningless when detached from God's purpose. In the end, Solomon's reflections point to a single unshakable truth. Fearing God and keeping his commandments is the only true foundation for life. He closes Ecclesiastes with this ultimate realization, urging future generations to seek the Lord above all else. His life, marked by both extraordinary wisdom and profound mistakes, stands as a powerful testament to the consequences of drifting away from God and the enduring importance of faith. The death of King Solomon marked a turning point in the history of Israel. After ruling for 40 years, Solomon left behind a kingdom that was once united and prosperous, but had begun to crack under the weight of heavy taxation and forced labor. His later years were marred by spiritual decline, as he turned away from God's commandments, allowing idolatry to spread throughout the land. Though he was known for his wisdom, his actions planted the seeds of division that would soon fracture the nation. When Solomon passed away, his son Rehoboam ascended to the throne with great expectations. However, he lacked the wisdom and diplomacy of his father. The people of Israel, weary from years of burdensome policies, approached him with a request to lighten their load. Instead of listening to the elders who advised him to rule with kindness, Rehoboam heeded the counsel of his younger peers, choosing a harsh and oppressive stance. His infamous response, that he would make their yoke even heavier than his father had, ignited widespread resentment. This decision proved disastrous, as it led to an open rebellion. Jeroboam, a former official under Solomon who had previously been foretold by the prophet Ahijah to lead 10 of Israel's tribes, seized the opportunity. Seeing Rehoboam's arrogance and unwillingness to compromise, the northern tribes rejected his rule and declared Jeroboam their king. Thus, the kingdom was torn in two, Israel in the north, under Jeroboam, and Judah in the south, remaining under Rehoboam's reign. The division of the kingdom was not merely a political event, but also a spiritual crisis. While Judah retained the temple in Jerusalem and the Davidic lineage, Israel quickly fell into idolatry under Jeroboam's leadership. Fearing that his people would return to worship in Jerusalem and reunite with Judah, Jeroboam established alternative worship centers in Bethel and Dan, erecting golden calves and leading Israel away from the true worship of God. The once glorious kingdom, built on God's promises and Solomon's wisdom, was now divided by pride, disobedience, and political ambition. The split weakened both nations, making them vulnerable to external threats and internal corruption. What had begun as a kingdom meant to reflect God's divine order became a cautionary tale of the consequences of turning away from his guidance. In the years that followed, Israel and Judah would experience cycles of war, instability, and eventual downfall. The division that began with Rehoboam's foolishness and Jeroboam's opportunism would shape the history of God's people for generations, serving as a sobering reminder of the cost of forsaking divine wisdom. If you found this video insightful and want to explore more powerful biblical stories, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. That way, you won't miss any of our deep dives into Scripture's hidden truths. Your support helps us continue bringing you content that strengthens faith and understanding. The division of Israel was not just a political event. It was a spiritual warning that still echoes today. When leaders abandon wisdom and people turn away from God's guidance, unity crumbles and chaos follows. Solomon's kingdom stood as a testament to God's blessings, but its fall reminds us that no nation, no empire, and no life can stand strong without faithfulness to Him. May we learn from history, seek wisdom, and walk in obedience, lest we, too, repeat the mistakes of the past.